The third live match on Sky Sports this weekend from the Super League comes tomorrow. 4:55 on Sky Sports 3 again for a really vital match for the Catalan Dragons and Hull FC, live from Perpignan. Half-time here at Langtree Park. The champion St Helens 8, Wigan Warriors 10. This repeat of the 2014 Grand Final. Phil, I wonder what the second half has in store for us.
Well, I think St Helens are fully aware of the enormity of the task that faces them. You know, in Wigan's last 8 matches, in the second half alone, they've scored over 130 points and conceded just 16. They've been brilliant, with the exception of the game in France. In the second half, they've been stronger, faster and fitter than all other opponents. Will it be the same tonight?
We shall see, and we're about to see, because Shannon McDonald's going to get this second half underway. High kick-off. Williams is underneath it. And Crosby will drive the ball in for the first tackle. Only 2 points in it, Steve-O. Where's your money running?
Well, I'd have to say that Wigan looked to me in the first 40 minutes that they had certainly a little bit more firepower, and they certainly looked as though they had a little bit more left in the tank. A few of the St Helens players, they really did walk off looking very, very tired indeed. So I reckon that Saints coach Kieran Cunningham would have said, listen, we must score very, very early in the piece, put the pressure on the opposition. If Saints really start, they've got to take a few risks, and maybe Travis Burns 40-20 early in this second half could change the game.
But he changed the first half with his 40-20, that's for sure. Here's a high kick meanwhile from Matty Smith. It's got Shannon McDonald in reverse, and he's held as the tackle was completed. So play the ball, says the referee, which he does. Adam Swift. And Tautai was a little high round the neck.
Good work though by Matty Bowen. Certainly put the pressure on there. It's up to Wigan to try to force St Helens. Got to keep an eye on this fella, James Roby.
Walmsley takes it forward again for the Saints. Opening exchanges of this second half. Louis McCarthy, Scarsbrook to the 40-metre line. Now expect the kick here. Whoa, no, don't expect the kick, because Liam Farrell has been deemed to have put pressure on the ball, and that's why it squirmed out. Was it him?
It's not Liam Farrell. I think it's
Sam Powell.
Sam Powell on the far side. Just pushes the ball away. Again, it's tackling the ball and using his lever to push him down to the ground. If he comes out, it's going to go against the tackler every time.
So, another set of 6 from inside the Wigan half this time for St Helens. And there's 2 balls on the field. That's confusing, because the referee wants it clearing off the second ball.
Well, we saw in the first 40 minutes that only a couple of occasions Shannon McDonald chimed from the fullback into that 3-quarter line, and created all sorts of confusion in this Wigan defence. O'Loughlin trying to claim to the referee that that was spilled.
Here's Burns, and here is Jordan Turner. This time they prevent him from making hay down this left-hand side. Flanagan to Jones, to Burns, to Wilkin, drops it off to Roby. Crosby stood his ground. Tautai added a bit of weight. They're 9 metres away from the Wigan line. 2 tackles remaining. Josh Jones slid in from the left boot of Wilkin, who's funded it. He's funded it as Bowen, and Travis Burns has scored for St Helens. It was a horrible bounce. To be fair to the Wigan fullback, it was an absolutely shocking bounce. And the first to react was Travis Burns. Well, a 40-20 in the first half, and a try right at the start of the second.
The one thing about putting a kick in, when it hits the ground, it's amazing what it can do. And it just bounced away from him. Was he a little bit too slow to get to there, Matty Bowen? Either way, it was a horrible little bounce away from him. Just hesitated right at the last moment, and Travis Burns, the hero, with a 40-20 in the first 40 minutes, has put St Helens in dreamland again. Beautiful little kick there by John Wilkin.
Sorry, Steve. Mark Flanagan could be in front of the kicker there, and ends up within 10 metres of the man receiving the ball. Does he get in front of him? Because that has an effect on the decision there. He's in the 10 metres and should be penalised if he's in front.
Well, we have to see that from a different angle to get the definitive opinion about that. But it matters not. It's only an argument now because Burns and St Helens are celebrating the first try of the second half. He reacted quickly, though.
Yeah, it's amazing, Eddie. You know, the two halfbacks for St Helens, Burns and Wilkin, they're probably the slowest halfback combination that we've got in Super League. But yet, that experience in kicking, we saw it from Wilkin there, unbelievable. Surely this will be an extra 2.
It's not an easy kick for him here, Steve, or not with his record this season.
No, and remember, Matty Smith missed one from this range in the first half, but he hasn't. Mark Percival, he's added the extras, and St Helens now have a 4-point lead.
Do you know what the halves for Saints have got? They've got brains, they've got time, and that's the second try now that we've seen in this derby from a mistake.
He's got to have both feet behind the ball. It certainly looks very close there. Can't see a definitive one there. That's the one that sort of looks like he's in front.
And that looks like he's behind.
It does. It's very close. So probably benefit of the doubt would have gone to Saints anyway.
Flanagan will say he timed the run to perfection. And there's nobody in St Helens who'll argue.
Well, he did, as it's on the scoreboard already.
Here's another penalty for stealing the ball when it's on the ground. It's starting to get a bit tetchy.
No, I think he's a knock on, Eddie.
I think he's called that he was in a drag position and he's called held. He wanted him to release as soon as he called the held, and they continued.
You know, they're giving Saints a leg up here, aren't they?
They are.
They've scored a couple of tries off the penalties, and they can't do that.
Well, Wilkin also grabbed a Wigan player that didn't have the football.
Well, it was John Bateman. Wilkin came in and hit John Bateman, didn't he, in the back? And I think that's what John Bateman was questioning, that decision to the referee.
OK, let's get half-time news. Angela.
There was no time for any chit-chat in the half-time, in the tunnel at half-time. It's a very high-pressure environment, as you can imagine, on a game day like this. Just 6 words that we got from Kieran Cunningham, and it was keep on doing what we're doing. And they're keeping on doing what they were doing at this stage in the game. Sean Wayne said what they need to do is keep holding the ball and be smarter when they've got it in hand. Smarter defensively too, so he wouldn't have been happy with what happened with that try there. They're giving them too many chances and pressure releases. That's from Sean Wayne at half-time.
Well, they've certainly conceded a couple of early penalties in this second half here. They've hardly had the hands on the ball in the last 6.5 minutes. And there's Wilkins' kick, which is tidied up by Charnley, but a great chase again by Swift. And Steve, I know you want to give Swift a bit of credit for chasing Joe Burgess down in that first half.
Yeah, and he pushed Burgess just far enough away from the post. And remember, Matty Smith missed the conversion, and that could prove to be the match winner. Saints
applying the pressure here, deep in Wigan territory. He gets the ball away, though. It was a miracle how he got rid of that. And here comes Liam Farrell. Suddenly the momentum switches in Wigan's favour.
You know, they seem to have certainly found the rhythm. Look at that for a hit. Richards, I think it was over the top.
Here come Wigan now. Good ball on the inside from Bowen to Bateman. That was forward. That was forward for Tompkins. He's got it, the referee.
Great positioning there by Richard Silverwood. It drifted forward, no doubt about it. Joel Tompkins had to just push his body forward to take that.
So close though, Wigan. So close.
Eddie, and there's a problem with Mark Percival on the left edge, just 20 metres from Wigan's line, or the right edge, sorry.
Might not be, I'm not sure, is it Mark Percival? I'm not sure about that, Terry.
No, Percival is there, he's on his feet. So who is it? Let's just try and check it through.
We've got a man down, so I'll have a breather.
Is it Josh Jones? Obviously got a bloody nose. At this point, by the way, while we have a break in play, can I just give a mention to one of our team, the lady with the toughest job, actually. She's our makeup artist. She has to make Steve-O and me and the rest of the boys look pretty each and every week. She was taken a bit poorly on the way to Leeds yesterday. She spent the night in hospital, and the good news for all of us and for her is that she's been released from hospital. She might be around for a week or two. But Sue, if you're watching, and I'm sure you will be, because apart from patting us down all the way through the course of our programmes, you are a great fan of this game. We all wish you'd get well soon.
Not sure. I think it's no. Let's go here, let's go.
Yeah, well done, Eddie. She works miracles, doesn't she?
She does.
On you and I.
Well, of course, you have to include me in that.
Okay, John. John, get out.
So,
This is a vital win for Saints, you know, with
if it could be a win.
No, I mean from the scrum base.
Oh, okay.
You know, they were put under a lot of pressure there, and that forward pass, it could have been missed by the official.
Wait, John,
Thankfully, he didn't.
Wormsley. Just dumped to the ground.
Up now, Sam. Hold 10. Wait for the goal.
Roby.
Go 2.
And McCarthy Scarsbrook.
Release, Dom.
Josh Jones off the field. I think his nose will be broken. Look of him as he came off. Here is Burns. And Dom Crosby got to him. And that could be a penalty, but no, it isn't. The referee says just play the ball. And Burns goes looking for Crosby as the kick finds its way just the right side.
Well, he's found him, Eddie.
Post. Yes, it's on.
He found him and tried to kick him as well.
Time off.
Well, it was neat
Burns
thinking.
and Crosby. Who threw the kick? Stuart, can you say?
Travis Burns, he went after Crosby, threw his leg out at him.
Yeah, right.
Was it high from Crosby?
Travis!
I don't think so. I think it was across the chest.
And then he goes again, though, doesn't he?
It was that second effort.
Yeah, it was the left knee into Travis Burns.
Well, the official's view of that was that Travis Burns threw himself to the floor.
Okay, keep your emotions. Listen, I thought the tackle was round here. No, we're trying to play the ball quick. Listen, you don't have to follow it. Okay, just calm down. Yeah.
Keep your emotions in check. It's difficult.
From the 10, guys.
It is difficult.
It is in these games, and I don't think he was too worried about whether it was a high tackle. It was the knee going into there, and that he took it. It's amazing how you retaliate and you give away the silly penalty.
Out! Back off.
Fortunately, the referee didn't see it that way, so Wigan's head and feet at the scrum for the kick to the corner. Referee shouted held, and the
Walking
St
off the
Helens
mark.
players did not hear him.
There's one down there. Says release. Still in contact.
He's shouting his lungs off, is Richard Silverwood. The call came, and they wouldn't release him.
Well,
Penalty Wigan.
And he's trying to set the game up as well, I think, you know, to get into the last sort of 25-30 minutes. He wants this game to be open, and, you know, good on him, I say.
Joel Tompkins then gets the ball away to Bateman. Bateman giving Savelio and John Wilkin a little bit of work to do in defence. Plays the ball here to Powell. Smith, Crosby. And Crosby taking it forward and getting as far as Mossy Masoi. Tautai.
What a games this guy is having, creating all sorts of trouble. Look, he's attracted 3. He wants to get on with a quick play of the ball.
Foul again to O'Loughlin, then short to Williams, and it goes to Bowen. He goes wide to Sargentson. Good tackle, personally.
Ball and all, tremendous.
Oh, and then he came back for the second effort.
Silly. That was silly. Just lost the marbles completely.
What do we say? Keep hold of your emotions. Difficult when you're out there in the heat of the battle. Crosby backing his way almost to the line.
Matty
Williams.
Bowen's lining up.
Here is Smith. Back it comes to Joel Tompkins. Joel Tompkins gets the try. And that will level things up with the kick to come. Well, Bradley Wiggins breathing a little easier maybe now that they're on level terms. Joel Tompkins' 6th try of the season, as you can see.
Well, it's just a silly tackle, and then he has another go. Why on earth does he do that? He's done all the hard work, and they caught them out on that blind side. You could see that Jordan Turner had come in on the angle. It left an enormous gap. Watch for Turner. He's in no man's land. What on earth was he doing there? Nothing that Swift could do about it. Hasn't been the best day for Joel Tompkins, but he's scored a crucial try.
Yes, he has. It's his 7th successive appearance in the centres for Wigan. A try in 2011 against St Helens at Widnes in the 32-10 victory. And a try at St Helens in 2008, 16 all, and the Magic 2009, 38-18 win. So that doesn't tell you much about what happens when Joel Tompkins scores, other than we get plenty of points. And it's levelled this particular contest up, and can Matty Smith now just sneak Wigan ahead by 2? No, he can't. Pushed up the wrong side completely. 14 all.
Well, the pressure of big games, and when Jordan Turner makes the decision to shoot in, Adam Swift has got to follow him. And in pressure situation, just have a little look at the soft hands there. That's fabulous play, that, from Matty Bowen. In a game that's so tight, to pass the ball to that man, Joel Tompkins, you don't panic in big situations like that. And when they've got the likes of Matty Bowen at the back to supply that soft hands and that pass to Joel Tompkins, this is game on, Ed.
Yes, it is, all square, and 12 minutes of the second half gone.
And
Bowen
the man
underneath the kickoff.
Yeah, and the man that took the kickoff, Eddie, he'll be mighty relieved, Matty Bowen. Remember, he was a little bit slow to get to the kick, which allowed the try.
Sargentson is held, the referee shouts again, they want to get to play the ball, which they do. Farrell bumps away from Richards first time. Mossy is there to bring him down with Richards a second time. Powell to Williams, O'Loughlin, Smith, wide they come again. It's that man Tompkins, flicks it wide to Charnley. He's halted. Bateman from dummy half. Turner.
And again, Eddie, great refereeing by Richard Silverwood. There's a lot of things going on in and around the play the ball area, but he wants it to just be open and fast. And he's saying to all the players, get up and get on with it.
Is this a good kick from Matty Smith? No, just too long.
But they'll line up on that 30-metre line. And the way that Wigan's defence has been pretty solid. And it took a fair while for the Saints players to get back over that 20-metre line. Remember, they looked out on their feet with about 5 minutes to go after the first stanza. Will they run out of steam from here on in?
Roby sets them off down that right side. What a ball that was from Savelio to McConnell. And what a tackle that is from Bowen. Quick play the ball, what they want, they've got it. Roby. Here comes Burns again. Back it comes to Wilkin. Long wide to Adam Swift. And Swift is brought down.
Should be 6 more plays and the referees whacked them. They've got 6 more chances to score.
6 to go then for the Saints. Mossy Masoi will trundle it forward for the Saints again.
And to give it to the good fellow as well, the big fellow, he tries to play the ball very quickly. Roby!
Looking to pinch one. From dummy half, and he was 5 or 6 metres out, but they keep him the right side of the whitewash from Wigan's point of view. Flanagan, Wilkin, here is Burns again, short ball. Good tackle that was by Williams, but then the flop on Louis McCarthy-Scarsbrook, and St Helens get yet another set of 6.
Well, usually on the third set, it's score time. They're going to go for 2.
The 2 on offer. That's a brave decision, bearing in mind that Percival's kicked 1 from 3.
Now, and what about this offload here by Savelio? Absolutely superb, and the fullback against the other fullback, Matty Bowen. It was a great run, and it was a wonderful tackle.
That was the extra set of 6 they got for the flick while the ball was in the air on its way to Swift.
What a tackle by George Williams.
And that was the flop by Liam Farrell that's given St Helens this chance to nudge themselves ahead again.
Eddie, but I'm going to go back to that ball from Savelio. His footwork at the line, absolutely top draw. You've got to recognise the strengths of your teammates and what their big pluses are, what the negatives are. And if you've got a man like Savelio who's got good balance at the line, you push up with him because you know he's going to get that ball free.
Got some good youngsters at St Helens, haven't they?
In the game, there is, Eddie.
Got some good youngsters at Wigan, Leeds as well. Warrington, you know that the game is full of them. Savelio 20, he's played 16 of the 20 so far now.
I'm just wondering, Eddie, whether this is an admission that St Helens perhaps might be struggling with fitness. I would have gone for the tap, but they've elected to take the lead.
If Mark Percival kicks this, the crowd will tell you before the flags go up. Percival has kicked it, 2 from 4, and more importantly, they're ahead by 2 on the scoreboard.
Well, it's 20 years since the game of rugby league decided to switch from the winter months to the summer months, and it was a night like this that people hoped that we would get. A perfect game here, the sun's setting here, but it isn't quite over for this game. Still the most important part of it remaining, 16-14. We're in the final quarter, we've got a terrific atmosphere, the best players on show. This is the Super League at its best.
Absolutely it is, and the red sky at night is a golfer's delight, hopefully tomorrow.
Expect rain then.
Yes. Not played for months. This is Mossy Masoi. This is the Super League out of the top draw.
Concentration.
Oh!
Has got to.
Sargentson came in, and you could feel and you could hear the groan from Travis Burns.
Eddie, but it looks bad, but that was legal when he comes in and he hits the ribs. When the ribs are exposed, coaches will say about just get in. If you see any part of the body there that's legal, you can go in and hit it.
Is that a shoulder charge, Stuart?
Well, I think that's a tackle that's going in. Yes, he's used the shoulder, but he's got his arm around there to make the tackle.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that tackle. You see ribs exposed. Look, there's the gap. There's the opportunity. You go in. He's putting his arm around. There's nothing wrong with it.
You tell Travis Burns that.
When you play contact sport, Eddie, you're going to get hit. You're going to have to take challenges like that. Travis Burns knows that. Travis Burns would do exactly the same.
Well, it was a problem that they had down under for many, many seasons.
It's a body shot in boxing, isn't it?
It is.
It drains them. So they took something out of him here now.
Todd Carney's season has stuttered and started over in France, and I remember seeing one of those in a game that you did on the Saturday.
Eddie, that's a different tackle. When Todd Carney passed the ball, he then relaxed and then he was hit after the ball had gone.
Okay.
He has hold of the ball there, he's up, he knows that there's people trying to take him to ground. That's a different tackle, that.
We'll see Catalan against Hull tomorrow, 4:55, Sky Sports 3. I hope that Mr O'Connor has taken the tablet and calmed himself down before he gets back on the microphone tomorrow for that.
Hold down, Mike! Hold! Go, 5!
Wilkin will come wide. Oh dear. Oh no, everyone thought he'd lost that ball out on the fall, but he hasn't. Oh, and Charlie makes... Well, that's tremendous from St Helens. In the end, the whole ground groaned as that ball was in the air.
It looked as though it was sailing out.
Flanagan's kick looked like it was on its way out.
Now, Saints, get the composure. Do not give a silly penalty away. And Burns has to be careful not to go for a square up.
Burgess goes down. That was a solid hit on him as well. Williams gets rid of the ball. Here goes Sargentson down that wing. Chips and chases. Oh, it's Mossy Masoi who's after it. It's Big Mossy. And he gets it.
He's the biggest sweeper I've ever seen. Mossy Masoi, what's he doing back there?
That is amazing. I'll tell you what he was doing back there. He was having a rest.
Great work from Wigan. They force McDonald back to his own line.
This is eating up.
Wigan.
Oh, dear me. I spoke about composure, and they just could not hold back their emotions. Dan Sargentson, and look at the big fella. Boy, will he get a reward from his coach if they finish up winning this game.
Well, Steve Owen's reward is he's just come off.
Standing ovation. He's just left the field to a standing ovation from the main stand.
Amazing.
And we still have over 20 minutes remaining. The players won't thank me, but this could go on till midnight for me. It's fabulous.
Yep. And this is not touch rugby league either. This is full-blown, heavy tackling.
Savelio.
Oh, he's looking. There was nobody there. Roby came late on the right side. He was facing the opposite.
Wilkin with the kick to turn them round again. Oh, this might skip dead. It does.
And now Saints have got that mindset. Let's kick it down. Third tackle, John Wilkin taking control, starting to boss the ruck around. Let's kick down to Wigan's try line. Let's put some pressure on them.
Well, to be fair to Wigan, they try to keep that ball alive rather than just trundle it up down the middle. Boy, it's getting exciting. As I say, it's down to composure. You know, try not to make it. Oh, Bateman nearly away.
We've had notification on social media that Sam Tompkins, who's on his way back to Wigan next year, is watching this match live in New Zealand.
Oh, Wilkin got kicked in the head. Well, I think we'll hear a little bit more about this.
Well, I think, does he, or is it?
Well, I think he gets a cut on the head from the tackle from Bateman.
That's the cut, yeah, but then, well, he's in the middle of the ruck and McAlorum tried to get to the ball and he collided with him, you're right.
Well, he certainly made the most of it and got the penalty.
And now he needs to go off and be patched up, surely.
Well, he's not happy with the fact that the first one, I suppose it'd say, well, that's all part of the game, but I think he's a little bit disturbed about the second one from Mickey McAlorum.
I think he's annoyed the fact that with a head injury the game's supposed to stop. He's been penalised for being involved in the interfering in the rope when he had a head injury. There has to be a degree of sympathy for what he's saying there.
There is, but you know the referee's got to identify when the injury is,
and he's got to leave the field of play. He's got claret running down the face. He can't stay on the field. I'm sorry. You can argue all you want, but the rules are the rules, and
yes, he needs patching up with it. That needs to go above the eye, not right around it.
He's good, but he's not that good.
Well, that was amazing. I mean,
he's back on, Wilkin. Bandaged up, bloodied but unbowed. Bateman with a rush offload, and there is a knock on. Saints get it back.
And the reliable Roby makes sure. Hang on, the experience is now going to count. Nothing outrageous, just sheer hard work. Get over the advantage. And what an impact this fella's had.
Yes, he's been really good, hasn't he, Andre Savelio? Can somebody answer me a question? How do these players get up out of bed in the morning?
With great difficulty.
Oh, dearie me. Walmsley! Parting his way down the middle. Bowen stood up to the challenge. Flower helped out. Here is Roby. Looping pass to Burns. It goes wide to Percival. And Percival, good run from him. Great ball. Wilkin. McDonald thinks he wasn't tackled. Gets the ball away. Has the ref said play on? I think he has.
He has. They've got the overlap. They've got the overlap.
It's Turner.
He's lost it. Or was it stolen? This has got to be taken upstairs. Did he lose it? Was the hand in? Was it stolen? It was. It went backwards. This surely should be the dropout from underneath the six. What excitement.
Well, that's your view. Richard Silverwood, I can tell you, is saying that it should be a 20-metre restart.
Well, I think that he's just lost that ball. you know, the ball's come loose. Loose carry as they call it, and that's what they've decided. The video refs have decided.
Oh, Wigan, cough up possession. This is a glorious opportunity for St Helens now.
I cannot believe what Wigan have just done.
I don't think Sean Wayne will either. Savelio will get to his feet and play the ball to Roby. There's white jerseys everywhere. Burns is one of them. And this is Flanagan who takes it on. 5 metres short of the line. Burns again. And that ball was going for Turner, and it was only one way that Turner was going. That's on his backside. Here's Roby. This is Alex Walmsley.
Tried to twist in the tackle. Don't give away a penalty. There's about 6 that was offside. Can he get the ball away? No. They've got to get behind the white line. Will Roby go on his own? Will he put the kick in?
No, he gives it to Burns, who'll put the kick in wide and high. Oh, well claimed, Joe Burgess.
Tremendous stuff.
And Burgess wants to get on with this quickly. And he can.
Oh, great stuff.
And you're kicking it to one of the biggest men on the pitch there, aren't you, in Joe Burgess?
Pressure. Matt Dawson. He thought he had it.
Brilliant defence, wasn't it? All the black shirts getting off the try line so that they had to close down the space and buy a bit of land, a bit of time in case the Saints players would fall forward, as you do when you've got the ball. But they got away from the try line enough. That's an outstanding way of keeping the opponents from scoring.
Great tackle.
Cut down by Jordan Turner.
Oh, he put the knee to his face, surely. Was it an accident? There certainly was contact. Well, this is becoming, it's brutal.
It's tremendous. High from Matty Smith. Oh, what a claim. What a claim from Percival.
He's class.
Yeah.
He's the classiest player on the field. His footwork, his skill. This guy, as you say, a young player, but he's got that footwork, the ability to just evade the tackle.
He's like a senior pro, isn't he? And again, talked about George Williams earlier. That's what you get with youngsters. If they make a mistake, well, they'll still have another crack at it.
Well, isn't it great to see that, the young wingers at either end diffusing this high bomb under so much pressure.
Andre Savelio has left the field for the time being. He has been tremendous since he came on. Walmsley again, upended by McAlorum. And now it goes high off the boot of Wilkin. Bowen's under this. Oh! Bowen's dropped it! They've got the try with McDonald. It's almost a carbon copy of last night if this is given. Bowen with the drops in. Last night it was poor young Ash Handley. You have sympathy for anyone in the cauldron of games like we had last night and tonight who drop those high kicks, and that was spiralling absolutely everywhere. Are they onside?
Well, yes.
There's players to the right are in front, and probably Jordan Turner on the left. So where do they get to when this ball's coming down? If they're all outside the 10 metres or 10 metres away from the catcher, from Matt Bowen, then they'll be okay. But we certainly identified some players that are in front. The one leading the chase is okay. I think everybody's fine there. Everybody's outside the 10 metres when he attempts to catch the ball. So he's then played them all onside. The two players closest were both onside at the kick. So I think this will be okay.
Well, there's no pressure applied to Matty Bowen. And 99 times out of 100, he would have taken that with ease. Just completely lost it. Went right between his legs. He couldn't get back in time.
And they're looking at the grounding, and McDonald's poked it on for himself, and McDonald will
try
score
time.
the try. We just wait for the green light in the big screen. Look at the Saints supporters behind the referee. They know this is going to be given. And so it is. Well, there is consolation there for young Handley at Leeds, because he's only starting in this game. Matty Bowen is a former Australian international. 10 times he's played State of Origin for Queensland, and he can do it as well.
Yeah, top of the bottom of the scales. Wilkin, high. It's easy. It didn't move. You normally elevate yourself up to make sure that you raise your arms towards the ball. He failed to do that. He tried to catch it when his arms were going down, and McDonald, it sent St. Helens fans in raptures. And Kieran Cunningham, you get the impression he likes it.
Yes, he's a bit pleased. And I don't know whose decision it was to bring Shannon McDonald back to St. Helens, but it's paid dividends. 4 tries in 5 matches since his return at the start of last month. Percival to add the extras, which he does with ease. It's 22 points to 14.
Well, what's interesting about St. Helens tonight is the number of tries they've scored from kicks. You know, going into this game, it's one of the areas that they haven't been good. Perhaps the absence of Luke Walsh has meant they've not put in the dangerous kicks. But that was a brilliant kick there. A high one, this one, that's led to the try for Shannon McDonald. We've also had a low one, which Matt Bowen didn't deal with in the in-goal area. The referee's just going to start again here. He hadn't blown his whistle. The game's not actually in play.
It isn't, and let's hope nothing happens here.
Do you know, Eddie, in that incident that involved John Wilkin earlier at the ruck, I think they've rattled the beast now, Wigan, because the more and more this game's going on, the more that John Wilkin's getting control. And again, that kick was exceptional.
Yeah, you could see the frustration when he had to leave the field of play to get wrapped up, and they nearly wrapped up his right eye. They quickly ripped it off and made sure, but he steadied the ship there. But how Matty Bowen must be feeling now. But let's not forget, there's still plenty of time. It isn't as though it's in the final minutes of this game.
No, there is, but it is an 8-point lead, the biggest lead we've had all night.
Back on.
So here we go. It's back where they started with that kick-off. And the ball underneath the post to Wilkin. And Saints taking the chance of running the ball out on the first.
Isn't it amazing that you get these very, very tight games and the defence is solid, and you just think to yourself, will it be a mistake? And we've had one. We had one last night that tipped the scales Castleton's way.
And poor old Matty Bowen has made 2 that have resulted in tries. The first one, to be fair, was a shocking bounce. But that one, it was a wonderful kick, actually.
And this is where the likes of Travis Burns and John Wilkin will come to the fore. There'll be nothing outstanding, and just make sure they get good field position. Here it is on the last. Wilkin surely will get this. No, they've gone to Burns.
Burns just drifts it over the top in towards the corner. Bowen collects it safely this time.
Look at the
That's
chase.
arrived, though.
Fantastic.
Led by LMS.
Looks like a problem as well. James Roby looks to pick up a little bit of a knock. What on earth they're doing?
Wilkin! Wilkin under the sticks. St. Helens get another try. And Wigan are committing Harry Carey.
Little wonder. He's smiling. He's laughing. Because he knows it's a bit of a joke. That was shocking by Wigan. And they've done that a couple of times tonight. I mean, we know the error from Matty Bowen, but this, I'm afraid, is farcical. He gets good position. It's a good chase. And this is a reason why you just think it's a joke. Not for Dan Sargentson. What on earth was he thinking?
That's a brain explosion. Can't turn around to Josh Chandler and criticise him for not passing the ball and making, a clean pass to Josh Chandler. I don't know what he's thinking there, Dan Sargentson. Other than, we're under pressure and we need to try and score the try.
And John Wilkin sharing the moment with the supporters and maybe getting a little bit of a ticking off from the referee for getting involved.
I think they're having a discussion about the penalty down the bottom end when he was in the ruck. The incident where he had the head injury and the bleeding. That's what that discussion was about.
Well, whatever. I think Terry's right. Did you say that it woke up the beast?
Yeah.
When
Definitely.
Wilkin got that knock in the head?
When he got knocked in the head just on halfway line, it seemed to have inspired him, and he's just took control of this game.
Percival adds the extras. The St Helens fans are enjoying this now. And 28 points to 14. It's a long way back for the Wigan Warriors. And there is our St Helens supporter, Carl, the cameraman, who is famous around the Super League because he is a Saints fan. He's with his people tonight.
They've gone for the short kick-off, and they may get it. He's offside. Looks like Farrell's got a drop on it.
Head and feed to St Helens. It's all going the Saints' way.
It's the correct call, isn't it? I'm looking along the Saints team sheet, and obviously you talked about John Wilkin and Travis Burns, but Alex Walmsley as well. He's led from the front. He's been very aggressive with his runs and his line speed. Louis McCarthy, Josh Jones, Flanagan, Mossy Masoi when he's been on.
Well, what a win, if it is a win, in the next 10 minutes this will be for St Helens. A, it will take them to the top of the table, and B, having lost their leading try scorer last week in Tommy Makinson, it doesn't seem to have made a shred of difference.
They're an amazing club, aren't they? Last season with all the injuries, they thought it was impossible. I thought particularly impossible for them to get to the grand final and win it. They did so. You know, when you think back at the game in the Magic weekend when they played Warrington, they weren't at the best, but they just seemed to know what to do and how to do enough to win matches, the close games, and I guess that comes with winning. The culture and the whole psychology here at this club has been a winning one for several years here, and they managed to continue. Winning breeds winning habits. They've certainly got it right now.
Yes, and the current winning run, 4 in a row for Eamon McManus, the chairman, and his club. It keeps them on course for silver on both fronts. They meet Widnes here in the Challenge Cup quarter-finals in 2 weeks' time. Disappointment now for Bradley Wiggins. Another high kick from Wilkin. Bowen knows this is going to be taken. It is. He defused the bombing goal. 20-metre restart.
And your mind goes back to that kick through, remember, when the big fella, Mossy Masoi, got himself into such a position, he ran himself and prevented Wigan from scoring what looked as though it was going to be a try.
They won't turn it in, Wigan, that's for sure. Charnley just slipped. Incredible Josh Charnley. He's got 136 tries in just 130 appearances for Wigan. Phenomenal strike rate. We haven't seen him on the score sheet yet tonight. 8 minutes remaining. 14 points the gap. St Helens at the moment overhauling Leeds at the top of the table. Farrell with a kick to turn McDonnell around. He gets it on his own line. He'll have to be down quickly, and he is.
You've said it twice tonight, Eddie, and I agree with you. You know, recruitment's important in a sports team. Mid-season recruitment's probably even more important. And as you pointed out, the decision to bring back Shannon McDonnell has potentially this season been one that transformed them from one where they might finish top 4 at best to one where they could finish in first place and go on again to retain the title as Super League champions.
Yeah,
I wonder who makes decisions like that. Is it the coaching staff? Is it the...
Well, it's got to be the coach, Eddie.
Well, he might say, I'll have him, but then it's up to the chairman and Mike Rush and people like that to make the, deal.
It's up to them to support the coach, isn't it, as well?
Yeah.
Which they always do.
They try to find the pennies, put the pennies together, turn them into pounds, and that's another wonderful kick. There's been some stars on both sides, but Shannon McDonnell, as you say, he's had a fine game, but the forwards for St Helens really have worked hard, both in defence and attack. They've taken it, as you say. Alex Walmsley's had a wow of a game. Roby, he never lets you down, does he?
I asked the question about recruitment because in the Premier League now more and more we're hearing about recruitment committees and people having 4 or 5 votes.
It's difficult that though, isn't it, Eddie? Because you hire and fire a coach on his results.
Absolutely.
So he needs his team.
He should have the last say, really.
Not the best from Charlie. McDonald gets away from it. Solo run. Oh, he's got a good step, hasn't he? And he's offloaded it.
Not a bad pass either to Jones. He's away from Lee Mossop. This is a free play, this, by the way. As Charnley's class to have knocked that on, so this will be 0.
Not the best there by Charnley.
Not going right, is it?
No.
This second half, it's all been about Saints. From when they scored early on in the second half, they don't want this game to finish. Looking at the injuries that they've got, Eddie, been looking who's going to be missing for this Saints side, but you've got Walsh, Vare, Lomax, Makinson, Greenwood, Wellens.
Look at this fella. He just keeps going, doesn't he?
And they've got this fellow, Cervello.
Yeah, he's been a live wire. My mind goes back to that wonderful offload to McDonald, the full-back. This has been vintage Saints, hasn't it? Okay, Wigan have
Bowen
probably not
more work
played.
to do here. Shot and goal.
Great stuff. Good work by Burns. They're on the roll, and yeah, kiss it, my son. The badge of glory.
Well, it'll be a good weekend in St Helens.
Well, it's all about pressure, and that's on the second play. James Roby spots that there's an opportunity again to turn Wigan around. You can see the Wigan players. They drop their heads. They know that this game's gone, but Saints don't. It's been a tough night for the Wigan players.
We see St Helens again next Thursday. They go to Castleford, and that'll be tasty. Next Thursday, 7:30. It's Sky Sports 1 for that. And then next Friday, we'll see Hull KR and Warrington. And who knows what's going to happen over the weekend to those two. So,
well, Sargentson and MacArthur Scarsbrook squaring up. Percival obviously taken out in the air. He's done a big game as well. It's a centre Mark Percival. Just a little bit shaky in the opening 10-15 minutes.
send him off, referee. And she's just seen herself on the big screen. You're right, my love. You're there.
That comes down to frustration. That could say poor play, frustration, but again, it's more pressure, and maybe 2 points for Saints. And that's when you know you've lost games.
Yeah, and I suppose that Sean Wayne will be the first to admit that they've been beaten by a better side, but they really didn't help themselves, have they? The Cherry and Whites tonight. They have made so many errors. They've had, well, brainstorms over so many times. I suppose in many ways you couldn't blame Matty Bowen for the first one when the ball bounced on the back of him. You had to point the finger of the second one. It really was a gift. And then when Dan Sargentson tried to offload underneath his own sticks, it was game over. You can't afford to do that. But they won't mind. They're enjoying it, and why not? They're the champions, and on tonight's performance, it's going to take a good side to take that away again.
Yes, they're playing like champions tonight. Well, can Percival just rub a little bit more salt in the wound? The crowd tells you again, he can. 30 points to 14. I think Carl will have a selfie tonight with those St Helens supporters. And Kieran Cunningham, a job very well done.
Well, he knows that his side have dug deep. As I mentioned after the restart, for the second half, it looked as though Saints were really struggling to get that fitness level, but they really have shown up in this second stanza. They've been outstanding, both in attack and defence. The kicking game's been wonderful from the two halfbacks, Burns and Wilkin. The forwards, well, they've done their job. Hard, solid work.
St Helens will be 1 point clear at the top tonight. Wigan might have something to talk about. Oh, he's dropped it, Burgess.
It was a good effort. He's certainly lost control. He'll go upstairs, but I think he'll say that he'd given a no try. I think Burgess is fully aware. Sheer consolation, of course.
It would have been.
Well, it's from the kick. Looks like everybody's onside. Certainly Burgess is onside So we're okay from there. Does he get the ball on the ground? Is he still in possession of the ball? I think that's where the separation is, and away it comes. No try.
Yes, everyone in the ground has seen that. The Saints fans are cheering, and the Wigan fans are grimacing, and so is Joe Burgess.
This game's gone Saints' way, but again, you've got to look at the effort from Mark Percival there to get back and prevent Joe Burgess from scoring that try. You don't just sit back, rest on your laurels and think, yeah, the game's in the bag, we've done enough. Get back and prevent the opposition from getting over that try line. So great play from Mark Percival.
And it's been a great team effort as well. I mentioned before the kick-off, Eddie, in regards to the power in the forwards, who would get on top of that. And it looked as though Wigan was going to do that in the first half. And then St Helens, boy, the second 40 minutes, they've really taken it towards the Wigan outfit, and they just couldn't match it. But as I said, too many errors, and Robic doing it again. Oh, it just lost his footing.
He did. And he limps away from that play of the ball. Walmsley will take it forward. You know, when they lost to Leeds by 16 points to 41 in April, it was their 4th defeat in 5 games. They've come back from that all right, and they are top of the table tonight with this victory. Whoa! Travis Burns out on the fall.
He won't mind. He knows the game's over. And the Wigan side, it'll be the turnover.
Well, I think he will mind, because he was hoping that the scrum would go down. It'd take half a minute to get to the scrum and it would be game over. Now he might have to make a couple more tackles.
Well, he'll probably drop back into it, and Kieran Cunningham will be very, very proud indeed.
Yes, he's played in a few of these himself, of course, Kieran Cunningham.
And how many times has he been the star to swing the game their way?
Yes, he's played in 60, a record. 60 Wigan Saints derbies, Kieran Cunningham.
Do you know what,
and his fans are counting down to a priceless win.
Sorry, Eddie, I think he's the best player never to win Man of Steel, Kieran Cunningham.
It'll be all over after this next tackle. Wigan are looking for consolation, but it won't come. Saints delighted. A wonderful second half performance from them. They were 8-10 down at half time. Then Burns' try early. Percival added the goal after Joel Tompkins had levelled it at 14 apiece. McDonald and Wilkin with 2 more tries. Percival with another penalty goal. 30 points to 14. There's the man of the match, the man of the month, Shannon McDonald. He's with Angela.
Shannon McDonald, man of the match. You've been in a couple of Hull derbies. How does this compare?
Oh, it's just different, you know. It's the top of the table clash. You know, Wigan are always strong and tough, and you know they play with a lot of intimidation. So, you know, it's good to get the win today, but it was no easy feat.
I think it was the try, wasn't it, that really turned this game?
Oh, you know, it's one of them games that's just an arm wrestle. You know, they don't give much away. You just got to grind it out. It's a tough forward game. So we were lucky enough to get away with this one, but we've got to be better next time.
It really did have everything, didn't it?
It did. You know, their line speed's phenomenal. They can throw anything at you. So you know, it's good to be a part of my first derby and one I'll remember.
Congratulations, thank you. Matty, heartbreaking loss of another derby, but it's 1-1 now, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it was you know, really disappointing today. I mean, to make that many errors, you know, they scored 3 tries off errors, give that many penalties, you know, you don't deserve to win the game. I mean, you know, Saints were the better side today, but we'll you know, I think we'll definitely meet them again.
Do you think the turning point there was the McDonald try?
Yeah, it probably was, yeah, but I mean, we just weren't good enough today. You know, we're not disciplined enough at the minute, and you know, but we were beat by the better side, so you know, fair dues to them. Thank you.
Yeah, Matty Smith honest and absolutely correct. They were beaten tonight by the better side, notably in the second half. St Helens, well, everything went wrong for Wigan, everything went right for St Helens. And just to emphasise again, Wigan supporters, close your ears. St Helens are top of the table tonight.
Ladbrokes.